The good life, full of fun.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. I'm thinking we all take a trip to Puglia, Italy. You guys with me on that? Right? So it overlooks the Adriatic. There's a little village where my villa is. It's called Vico del Gargano, and in this little village or in that area, they've got these little places where you have an appetizer, you know, with your aperitif, in this case Prosecco, right? And you overlook the sea, and you're sitting there with your friends or your loved ones, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So I want to try to, in a sense, recapture that experience, and I want to bring that to you guys, okay? So we're going to make a toasted crostini with Gorgonzola and mascarpone cheese, prosciutto, walnuts, and reduced balsamic vinegar, all captured with some caramelized onion. Oh. So let's go over ingredients. It's fun, it's fast, it's easy, and I'll tell you, it's a great way to start off any meal. So number one, we're gonna need, you know, a baguette. We're gonna use this. You can use a ciabatta bread, and then you can cut that in half. But in this case, I just got that baguette that we're gonna use. I'm gonna cut it up in that perfect size, you know, that perfect size for the crostini. So I'm gonna show you how to toast that, okay? First thing we wanna get rocking on, though, is our caramelized onions, because they're gonna take a little while. And I wanna show you how to supercharge these. This is a great tip I got from an old Italian lady. And it's a great way to get these cooking a lot faster, save you a lot of time. So I've got 2 whole onions. I've got a heavy cup of chicken stock. If you're vegan, you can use a vegetable stock. I've got here about 6 slices of a prosciutto di Parma, from Parma, if you can get it, right? I've got about a cup of walnuts. We're gonna chop these up. I've got about 1/3 of a pound of mascarpone cheese. So if you guys get a chance, go to some of the stores that are in your area. You can buy stuff right from Italy. That would be fantastic, any of those markets. So I've got that mascarpone from Italy, which is, it's always gonna give you, you know, the real flavor. So I've got about 1/3 of a pound of Gorgonzola cheese, which is the Italian form of blue cheese, right? And I've got 1/3 of a pound of that mascarpone cheese. Oh, the blue cheese is, you know, the complexity of that sour acid that you get, you know, and we're gonna mix it with just that beautiful creamy texture with just a hint of that cheesy tang of the mascarpone cheese. That's gonna parlay so great with that salty, meaty flavor, along with that balsamic vinegar. Now, because we've got all those cheeses and that cream, we want to use a little nutmeg. Oh, my favorite flavor. I just had a latte this morning over here at Pewter Spoon in Casanova with fig and nutmeg. Oh, it's fantastic. So I can't get enough nutmeg. So I got a breath of nutmeg, maybe about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Remember, a little bit of nutmeg goes a long way. I've got some gray sea salt here. This is the French sea salt, which I love. It's a little bit softer, a little bit more briny. It doesn't have that really harsh bite to it. Okay, so that's really important. Some fresh ground pepper, always the way to go. I've got some reduced balsamic vinegar. That's gonna be absolutely delicious. It just, you know, it's an explosion. It's thick, syrupy, and it gives you that explosion of wine and the sour and the sweet. It's gonna be perfect to drizzle right over the top of this. I've got some parsley, and we're gonna use the parsley just a little bit as a flavor, as an herb, but then just to finish the top of that off. And guys, as you know, you gotta use for this recipe the best olive oil on the planet, or certainly one of them, right? And I got great news for you. I own an olive grove in Italy, and I work with a whole group of farms in Puglia, Italy, to bring you some of the best olive oil, extra virgin Italian olive oil you could ever have. I named the company after my 2 boys, my 2 sons, Vito and Joe, and it's Vito and Joe's extra virgin Italian olive oil. I call it a trip to Italy right in the bottle, and you can go right here on the link below this video. You can go on Facebook, or you can go on our website, Cooking Italian with Joe, and just click that link, and boy, we'll drop ship it right to your house. A great compliment to any kitchen. All right, let's get cooking. First thing we want to do is start prepping those onions and caramelize them, because that's going to take the longest. So we're going to want to chop these up small enough to where they're like a bite size, right? But not so small that they're teeny and they fall all over the place. You're going to grab that onion, you're going to clean it, peel it, cut the top off, cut it in half, and in this case, you know, cut it to where you got some pieces here that are a little bit larger, and then just cut it across. That way you've got a piece of onion here that's a little bit bigger, and they'll cook evenly and beautiful. Guys, I got my olive oil, I've got my chicken stock. I'm gonna go get those chopped onions, pop them in my Dutch oven. So what we first wanna do is hit that olive oil in here. Did I plug this already, Vito and Joe's? And you're gonna throw in about 4 tablespoons of your olive oil and get it stirred well and coated. Now, once you're coated, even before it's hot, throw in your cup of stock, whatever you're gonna use. Give that a good stir. Get your heat on high and cover your pot. And what we're doing here is with that steam from the chicken stock or vegetable stock, whatever you wanna use, it's gonna supercharge that cooking process. It's gonna break that onion down so much faster. Cuts the cooking time on a caramelized onion down by half or even more, 2/3. Fantastic little tip. Now while the onions are caramelized, then we're gonna cut up our crostini. That one there, I get to taste. And then see what I'm doing is I'm cutting it back. So I'm coming it back like this and down. Beautiful. And you got yourself about a 1/2 inch, just shy, okay? That's gonna be our perfect size. We're gonna toast those. Now we wanna prep these for grilling. So the fastest way to do this, like I said, spread these out, grab some Vito and Joe's. I plugged that already, right? So I'm gonna throw that in a bowl, you know, maybe about 1/3 of a cup, give or take, okay? And then I'm just gonna get a brush, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and brush oil on each of these. So just spread some olive oil on each one. Oh, I tell you, olive oil bread smells so good. Then your fresh ground pepper. Hit each one of these things with some pepper. And everything's gonna stick well because you got that olive oil on there. And then you're gonna use a little bit of the salt, and then we're gonna flip everything and just repeat. Now I've got my grill going, so you can use an outside grill, you can use the grill inside, you can use a cast iron pan. I like it when it has those grill marks on there. It just gives you that nice aesthetic. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the bread, you know, any residual oil or salt, just rub it right on your table there to grab it on the bread, okay? And then just put them on a plate, get them ready to grill. So just give these guys a little bit of a push. Keep an eye on them. We want a nice, beautiful, grilled, toasted look. Okay guys, that's what we're looking for here. We got the marks, it's crispy, it's toasted, it's beautiful. So I'm gonna start plating these. Let's take a peek at these onions. So now our liquid is gone. So we're just gonna let these cook down for another 5 minutes. They're gonna be perfect. We're looking for that golden brown where the sugars are just oozing out of those onions. They just get sweet. Next, I'm chopping up what I got left of my walnuts, okay? So I'm gonna chop them up to give them a nice 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch feel. Got the sounds of Bobby Darin going here while I'm hitting it. Okay, walnuts are done. All right, crostinis are toasted. Onions are like right on the edge. We only got a couple more minutes. So now it's time to make that spread. So I'm gonna take that Gorgonzola cheese. I'm gonna put a pinch of salt in there. I'm gonna put some black pepper. I'm gonna put my nutmeg, a splash of Vito and Joe's olive oil, about a tablespoon. And I'm gonna get myself a nice stiff wooden spoon, and then I'm gonna take my mascarpone cheese, and then what I'm gonna do is break up that chunk of blue, and then just start mixing it with the mascarpone cheese, and get all those flavors to marry. So I like to use the back of the rigid spoon, and I still like a couple of chunks of the blue in there, that Gorgonzola, but I also want it to marry really well. Okay, our spread's done. We're gonna set that aside. Guys, we're ready to start putting this together. So I got my prosciutto. I've got my walnuts, right? And I've got my caramelized onion, okay? I've got my spread. I'm not gonna tell you I haven't had any, okay? I had a little, just gonna throw that out there, okay? I've got my crostini here, right? Ready to go on a plate. Another tip, my serving platter. I got that going, so as I make them, I wanna set them out, and I'll show you how to finish it. Another little tip here, just a nice, beautiful little knife, so you can spread that just perfectly over each of the crostini. And guys, another really important tip to make these come out fantastic is when you subscribe to our channel. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like some magic, but when you subscribe to Cooking Italian with Joe YouTube channel, everything you make in your kitchen comes out better. I can't explain it, but there's a red button right there. So when you click that, what it does is, you know, notifications, any trips, any new recipes will come right to your notification box. And I'll tell you, it truly means a lot to me when you subscribe to our channel, right? And hey, makes you part of the Boyle family, you know what I'm saying? Secondly, you gotta go online, grab yourself a bottle of olive oil. If you haven't yet, you probably already have. So you can go right to the link in our description. You can go on our Facebook page and click buy now on either Cooking Italian with Joe or Vito and Joe's, or you can go right to cookingitalianwithjoe.com, and there I've got a lot of great pictures, a lot of history, some recipes, as well as a button. You click it, drop ships a bottle of olive oil right to your front doorstep. So first we're gonna grab our crostini and our little knife. I'm gonna take a hunk. So you're gonna want about a teaspoon of your spread. Oh, does that look great or what? Next, I'm gonna take my nuts. I'm gonna put my walnuts. And what I like to do is just push them in there a little bit, okay? Then I'm gonna take a couple of pieces of my prosciutto. It'll stick to that cheese. And then I'm gonna grab some of them onions. Perfect. We're not done yet, okay? So I'm gonna set that over on my plate. All right, guys, now some of you might thinking, wow, you're done. It's over. Oh no, we're gonna kick it up one more level, cooking Italian with Joe style, you know what I'm saying? What we wanna do is we wanna take some of that reduced balsamic vinegar right here, okay? And we're just gonna drizzle it right over the top. Just a nice light little drizzle. And then just to finish it off, we're gonna hit a little bit of that parsley to give it a little other look. And that parsley's got a beautiful peppery citrus flavor with a grassy flavor. Just a beautiful flavor of Italy. Is that just gorgeous or is that just gorgeous? Okay guys, best time in the cucina, you know what I'm saying? Now we get to taste this. Oh, the aroma is just absolutely delicious. If I could give that to you right now, I would, guys, I swear to you. First thing, I can smell that balsamic, right? You know, that reduction sauce and the caramelized onion. I get a little bit of that balsamic first, and then bam, those caramelized onions, and then the gorgonzola cheese, and then it's creamy. I get the hint of the nutmeg. I mean, what's perfect is the texture with the crostini. We toasted it, and that's got a ton of flavor. And then you get that salt from the prosciutto. You can get a little bit of a grassy feel from the parsley. Guys, I'm sitting right now, a little prosecco, Adriatic Sea. One of my Italian cuginas telling me a story, getting a little kiss on the cheek from a loved one. So delicious, molto deleccio. Guys, listen, thanks so much for joining me. I need you to hit that subscribe button, make you part of the family. Welcome to Cooking Italian with Joe YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? And guys, make sure you jump right on our website or Facebook, or click the link below. We'll drop ship you a bottle of Vito and Joe's olive oil, some of the best olive oil in the world. Truly a trip to Italy in the bottle. And guys, remember this, you know, shut off the TV and shut off the cell phones and the iPads and the electronics, and you know, get your family around a table, you know, and start telling stories and celebrate your heritage and set some traditions that'll last your lifetime. I know they did for me. Until next week, guys, from my kitchen years,
Good
bon appetit,
life, full of fun, seems to be the